Hi guys, welcome back. It's Tommy with another Starcraft Remastered replay cast from the South Korean ladder. Once again, we have a very interesting engagement here in between the two pro players. So let me just start by introducing the players to you guys. We have spawning here in the lower right, in the purple, it is DONMORE, and his opponent here in the upper right, in the white, it is Flash, of course, with his AK. So once again, a Terran versus Protoss, and as you can see from the timer, every time I see this short replay timer, I'm always thinking that Flash is going to try, or perhaps he's going to do one of his known timing pushes, just like he has shown us in previous replay here onto this channel. So let's find out if indeed it's going to be a timing push by him, like he has shown us. Is he going to try once again to go for tanks, Goliaths with vultures versus his opponent? Quite a deadly push indeed for the Terrans versus the Protoss. And what exactly the reaction from the Protoss is going to be against this strategy, if it's going to be this strategy. So yeah, we have of course the production tab here in the upper left part. We see of course that the Protoss starts with the pylon, with the gateway. He will very likely continue with his gas, and there's the supply depot with the barracks for Flash. So the pretty standard build open up by both players, none of them really intending to go for a straight command center first or straight nexus first. The pretty standard build order, even though a 4 spawning location map could of course allow you to go for a faster expansion, but both of them actually decides to play it really safe, to play it normally. Gas is for the Protoss here as it is for Flash, and we see the scouting SCV at the 1 minute and 50-second mark. So everything pretty normally here, just like in many previous replays here from Flash. The pretty standard build order by him versus the Protoss is also the pretty standard stuff here by the Protoss. We also have his cybernetic score for the Dragoons. Of course, Dragoons early on a very good option versus the Terrans, as we also see a scouting probe here for the Protoss. So a small difference, like any other Protoss. Don actually likes here to scout a map to see exactly where the opponent is located, and Flash also now scouting sadly for him into the upper left part, so completely different way. There we have the first factory here for him. The first Dragoon is also getting produced for the Protoss. Pretty standard stuff we have here. We're going to be finding out when or if the Protoss is going to be going for his range upgrade. Could of course be sneaky and go for a robotics facility first to be more aggressive, but yeah, that's exactly why Flash is scouting out the map. He really wants to know what exactly is going on into his opponent base, as his factory is also about to get finished here. So the first vultures should pop out very soon. We also see the first nexus, and the SCV is of course going to scout this out. The Dragoon is going to try to of course kill this SCV as fast as he can. There is the upgrade for the range. The SCV sees this, but of course in the end I believe he will be sniped. So Flash perhaps sacrificing here one SCV indeed. So however, the upgrade, there we have a move out with some Marines, early move out, and actually we do see another timing push, a very early timing bunker rush, given the fact that the Protoss has decided here to expand. There is a Dragoon out, if more Dragoons will follow. Flash decides to wait for his reinforcements. There's some good damage against this one Dragoon, and I believe with that Flash might have the advantage here early on. So once again a bunker rush this time, the decision here from Flash, but there's 2 Dragoons out. SCV is getting targeted, but there's also many more SCVs. Probes have been pulled. Quite a chaotic scene here early on, as we see of course the probes trying to surround the Marines. One Marine has fallen, one probe here as well, so lots and lots of action happening here left and right. Both players actually losing some valuable workers. Don actually dropping to 14 workers for him, but he's able to snipe the Marine, so that's really important. He also will have to snipe this one. Great surround by him, and with that only one Dragoon is being left here to fight against the SCVs and against the other Marines that are coming here forward. But importantly enough here for Don, he has actually secured the expansion. There are no Marines here for Flash into the bunker, so with that a pretty great successful defense by Don, as he's now only behind into 3 workers. But remember, he has an expansion right here, so he should be able to come back really soon. Flash of course losing some SCV. He's going to be a little bit behind. Look at his mineral count. He doesn't have minerals for the expansion yet, as he's going for the mines, for the vultures, and also moving out once again with some Marines, with some tanks. But there were many Dragoons here for the Protoss. And remember, range has also been done. He just needs to be careful to micro them correctly, and with that he's able to snipe an important unit here from Flash. So quite a bad start here for Flash indeed, as he's taking more and more damage, and even probes are being pulled once again. One Marine really hurt. The probe's doing a great job. Some mining time has been delayed, but in the end the Protoss holds, and that's really important for him, as Flash just keeps on sending units out. He's trying of course to inflict some damage towards the economy from the opponent, and with that this one Vulture trying to plant some mines next to the gateway. And hold on, this could have been a great engagement, a great connection here with the mines. So Flash very smartly planting those mines, so in case the Dragoons steps into it, of course lots and lots of splash damage could have been taken by the workers here. And still sadly here for Flash, he just keeps on losing Vulture after Vulture. So quite a bad start by him, but all of a sudden he's bouncing back into the workers, and so does DONMORE. So 3 less workers here for Don. But yes, Flash just keeps on sacrificing units. At the same time he's also sniping the hurt units from the Protoss. So quite a chaotic start we have here early on. Observers are of course not available yet here for the Protoss. So he's going to try to lure the mines into his Dragoons. And there's the observatory, another Dragoon. Siege tank ability has started here for Flash. And we have now finally a small stalemate. Things have settled down a little bit. There's the expansion by Flash. Still ahead with 4 workers and planting more and more mines. Here, let's have a look how the game is going to continue. Of course, Flash is going to keep his opponent at bay with the mines. Don is going to try to lure somehow the mines towards him. A very smart move indeed. Just needs to be careful against the tanks. Each tank ability is going to be finished very soon, so quite a strong attack here by Flash. He just needs to be careful not to lose this important tank, as we even have a shield battery here for Don. So a great defensive gameplay, however, now catching those mines, but he's sniping the tank, so that was very successfully done. Might even snipe the SCV right here. So Don with a very good defense here. Just a small mistake, he's just lacking behind into workers, but then again lots and lots of mineral have been invested into those Dragoons. Still a great defense. He didn't lose the Nexus, that was really important for him, as he's now moving out with his units and with his Zealot in the front with the Dragoons in the back. He might be even lucky to snipe some Vultures, but he has no observer, so with that this one lone Zealot in the front is going to have to clear the mines, as another Nexus has started here for the Protoss and a shuttle. So quite a greedy gameplay here by him. Let's see if Flash can somehow punish this, even though his early game was really bad, sacrificing so many units. And yeah, in comes the push once again here by Flash with no speed. It's about to get finished very soon, so he really needs to search this expansion right here. I believe that's exactly why the Protoss did move out with his Dragoons, in order to just keep the Terran at bay, to keep him at home. But Flash of course very fast with his Vultures already moving out. We have actually speed for the shuttle getting done, so it could be a great drop by Dawn versus the opponent, as the expansion might get actually scouted here by the engineering bay. So a very smart move indeed by Flash, of course gaining more and more map control with his buildings into the air. Let's check the Protoss very quick. There's just some gateways. Shuttle waits for the first Reaver. Yeah, the other Vulture is just pretty much scouting here the map from the opponent, as the observer is also giving important information here. And actually Flash starting once again at a 9-minute mark to add another factory. So he's at only 3 factories right now, but he might try to other factories here, as he's at 43 workers versus the only 35 here from his opponent. His defenses look really strong. He's not moving out. He decides to play it safe, but I believe very soon we might see a transition into more and more factories here by him. And indeed we see the 4th, this SCV might go for the 5th factory here. So it looks like indeed he's going to focus onto a timing push once again versus the opponent. But there are Reavers out, there is a shuttle, so the Protoss could of course come here forward, but the defenses look really strong here by Flash. Turrets, and also a turret here in the back, even one here in the front. So it's going to be very hard for this shuttle to move you forward and attack. He's just waiting for the speed to get finished. Here we have the engineering bay already taking some damage. Just pretty much mass Dragoons for the opponent, as the engineering bay is going to get snapped. So a pretty important snap here for the Protoss, as we see many more Vultures moving here out. And all of a sudden, sadly here for Flash, Sadly here for DONMORE, he did leave the door open, and with that the 2 vultures can of course inflict good damage against the economy from the opponent. So 3 probes have already been sniped. Luckily there are some dragoons now in the back to defend, but in the end 5 probes, even 6 now have been sniped, and a very good harassment. Flash showing us how important only 2 fast moving vultures can be and how much economic damage they can cause against the opponent. So we have passed the 10-minute mark. Let's check Flash's main once again. It's 5 factories that have been finished now for him. Defenses look really strong. I believe weapons 1 is going to get finished for him. More vultures, more Goliaths are getting produced. In the meantime, we do have a Templar archives for the Protoss, as he might try to go into some High Templars. Dark Templars could also be a possibility here for him, as there are no science vessel for Flash, and there is no detection, interesting enough for him. Finally, he goes for a SATCOM. So it's really important to have detection, but then again also the SCVs can plant some turrets onto the ground to have vision against the opponent. So there we have some dragoons in the back, so this could be a very important surrounding maneuver by the Protoss versus the opponent. And yeah, let's just see what's going to happen. As slowly but steadily we go towards the end of this game. There's good vision for the Protoss here. He sees of course everything that's happening. Weapons 1 is about to get finished. There we have speed for the Zealots. Really late speed at around the 11-minute and 30-second mark, and it seems that Flash is slowly but steadily moving here forward with his tanks, with his units. The dragoons are in the back, not that many Zealots here. He has those 4 dragoons in the back, so he could inflict some good damage towards the tanks right here. He gets a good surround, and there is the other expansion here for the Protoss. Hold on, we actually do have a movement out here actually for the Protoss, so the Protoss decides to be courageous here to engage, but there's also many tanks in the back for Flash, and of course many more are onto this way. So once again it's looking like a timing push, but there are 2 Reavers into this one shuttle. Actually only 1 Reaver is getting left here behind. Sadly here for the Protoss, he's losing more units. He needs to be careful, just a little bit mismicroing his units here. There's also many tanks with some good shots, and remember they have 1 weapons upgrade, so sadly here for the Protoss a little bit of a mismicro. Finally the Reaver gets some good connections, but already 4 dragoons, even 5 dragoons have been lost here. So sadly here for Don, he is in a very bad situation. Now he has the high ground, so he could hold of course this position. Finally the Dark Templar will be able to deal some good damage against those tanks. Flash needs a scan very quickly. There it is. With that immediately the Dark Templar is getting taken out. High ground still in control for the Protoss. However, some Zealots once again getting sent here forward. But the real damage dealer will of course be the DT here in the front. But once again Flash has detection. He has now the high ground all of a sudden. Only the Reaver could save perhaps the Protoss right here, but even that one is getting sniped. And with that I believe Flash might have done, even though the choke point is very small here. He's moving forward. He's attacking the expansion right here, and there indeed we have the GG. Of course the SCVs could have also planted a turret right here to have vision, but they're very important to repair the damaged units here from Flash. Some vultures making the effort. So quite a fast game once again here by Flash. A successful timing push, given the fact that the Protoss was once again a little bit greedy and went for his other expansion. So Flash showing us once again how strong Terrans can actually be into the early game. He also tried the timing push with the bunker rush. Sadly for him, he wasn't able to snipe the Nexus, so that was a very bad start by him. But even with that, he came back to the game with the timing push, with his tanks, with his vultures, Goliaths, and those important SCV. Once again, for good luck, I believe he's choosing always to carry some gas with him. Very lucky move here indeed by Flash. Let's just check the stats very quick in case you guys are interested. Once again, I'm going to be clicking left and right. So yeah, still after a bad start with his SCV rush, with his bunker rush, came back to the game. I believe DONMORE could have of course tried to do more damage with his shuttle, with his Reaver. Perhaps it wasn't really necessary to go for another expansion. Perhaps he could have abused more the Reaver dropship, perhaps with some Zealots, maybe some Dark Templars, you know, just to keep Flash at bay at home and just damage his economy as much as possible. And with a successful damage, he could have of course then later went towards another expansion. But yeah, with his greedy gameplay, Flash once again deciding to punish of course the Protoss Yeah, very good game by both players. A great start by DONMORE, a great defense by him, but sadly for him, Flash came back very quickly into the game and punished him with a nice timing push. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Tommy, signing out.